Hey guys, welcome to Diecast. And in this video, I will be reviewing this 118 scale Kyosho Lancia 037. So it's a pretty cool car. It's pretty much phased out for a long time now. Like if you know Kyosho at all, this is one of the old versions of the car. So it says right here, Lancia 037 Rally from 1983 San Remo, and some Japanese and whatnot. Nothing much to see on all the sides. It's just yeah, mostly says gorgeous collection all around it, which I agree, it's pretty gorgeous. So why did I get this instead of like the Martini livery or any kind of livery? Well, to be frank with you, this was actually a very good price, and I'm very lucky to get a price like this. I'm not gonna disclose it, but let's just say it's a good price. These things go for about, I don't know, like 300 plus Canadian, 400 plus sometimes. So yeah, that kind of gives you a rough idea of, you know, like I got it lower than that, so I'm grateful. Second of all, the 037 is pretty awesome rally car. It's one of, I'd say, one of my coveted rally cars that I wanted to collect in my collection, so I'm glad I had a piece of it. They are doing a remake of this by Kyosho, by the way. I think it's gonna release sometime this year, but yeah, I like the old stuff better. Anyways, let's get going on this. Let's do the unboxing. Pretty easy to come off. So one thing that I noticed is, as you can see, there's tape right there. It doesn't hang on there. I mean, again, this is an old model, so it's kind of what you get. The box is free, pretty flimsy, but looks like the model itself is well maintained. I'm just gonna slip this thing off because it's just gonna be in the way here. It's a bit tricky to get this guy off, but yeah. So one thing that I notice about this is it has this like nice mirrored concave piece there, so when you see the car, you just see that reflection. Find that an added bonus. Oh, and it also says Lancia Rally 037 right there, and it also has this baggie here. So it has two things. It has the antenna, I believe, and a hood prop. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna dabble on that. And underneath, this has 4 screws underneath. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so now I finally got it out. It was a little bit tricky because, okay, so underneath this model, I thought it was just 4 screws. Actually, it's 8 screws. So you take out the, like, so when you take the 4 out from the original base plate thing, there's a secondary base plate. So the 4 screws that I saw underneath was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath the base plate of this car. So yeah, there's a secondary one. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it's anything to help with the car, but yeah, like, I mean, got it out. It's good. So far so good. I like the model. I like the color. The paint is it's actually pretty good for its year. I have no complaints, aside from like a few missed paints there, or maybe some chippings right here and right there. Must be coming of this age. Maybe it was displayed at one point. I'm not sure. Again, it's an old model, but all the details on this, like, I remember people were saying the Kyosho brand was actually at one point the best brand that you can get, and this was before like Auto Art and UT Models and all that stuff, because I think UT Models was like in par, but at the same time at one point this was the one of the best models. So that they I mean model manufacturers, I mean. Anyways, so you got this toe tip livery, and that's why I got it as well. It matches the livery with my Lancia Delta, so it's gonna look good together. I don't know about the color though, the green and the red. It might be a tad bit different. I mean, the other one is a muddy version, so that is definitely gonna be a difference there. So we have these nice decals. They are nice and smooth. There's no indentation. You can tell that the paint has this, it sort of has like a sheen to it. Like if you can see in the reflection right there, has that sheen there, which doesn't match the paint as much. I'm not sure if it's the decal quality or something like that, but that's okay. Like you could just tell that it's a different, like a sheen to it, like from the decals. Anyways, separate pieces are this cap here, these side mirrors, and they also have these supports underneath. Got a nice detailed windows there, and these are all painted. Those individual silver dots there, they are not individual screws. And then we go to the front here. Oh, before we get to that, there are pieces here, like for example this hood clip piece is a separate piece, so they did do very well. Like you can see all the separate pieces. Like for example, this is a separate piece, and this is not to be compared to the Kyosho that I recently got. If you remembered my R33 Kyosho, this is definitely different because this is a diecast model and that Kyosho was a resin model. And this is why I like the older models better. You just get a different quality, I find. And as you can see, the headlights are all separate. And you can even see some details in the headlights. These lights are also separate pieces. Is this a through and through grill? Yeah. Yeah, that grill is through and through. Same as this grill as well. And we also have another grill here on top, and a few vents right here just on top of this. And we have separate windshield wipers and more separate pieces right here up top. I wonder if this logo is a separate piece. No, the logo is not a separate piece. It's actually like a indented decal. And as we go through this side, it's fairly similar. And I just want to quickly mention as well, the antenna right here. I just didn't want to install it, but there should be a piece there to install the antenna. And then we do have some extra hood clips right here as well. I'm a little bit weirded out because like you see this gap here, and then on the other side it has a smaller gap. So I'm not sure about the fitting on this. We'll get to it in a bit. Yeah, it's a gorgeous car, and you see this massive wing at the back. Like, oh my goodness. This is probably my favorite part, the rear of this car. And you get these massive mud flaps too. It's just cool looking. It's amazing. Sorry, I'm not centered here. There we go. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Taillights are separate pieces. This grille is, I'm not sure if it's a through and through grille. Same with these, they are not through and through. And we get a little bit of a sneak peek underneath. We also see some detailed undersides. Very, very nice. And if you see at the back window here, you see a lot of details as well. We'll get to that later. Alright, let's get to the wheel detail. These wheels are steerable in the front. We do have a little bit, what is that? Looks like a curb rash on the wheel. We see separate pieces for the center area there. And it seems to be molded with the lug nuts. I don't see any detail inside of the brake caliper at all. I cannot see it at all. Same with the rears. I'll show you guys in a bit. So we do see some decent tire tread there. And then if we look at the rear here, it's significantly larger in diameter. Right there, and if I'm correct, this should be a thicker rear tire as well compared to the front. Yep, you can definitely see the difference. And yeah, there's not much to it in regards to the details inside underneath the wheel, but yeah, it's not bad. Like, and you have this Pirelli decal on the sidewall of the tire. I don't mind it. Alrighty, I'm kind of holding it in an awkward position because these clamshell openings open really easy, and they're quite flimsy, to be honest. So you do get some detail in both ends of the car. So right here is just, you know, the Kyosho made in China, 118 Lancia 037, and then we do see some ducting right there in white, and we do have some suspension detail. And then we go to the rear, we see the gearbox and also the engine as well, some exhaust piping, some wiring, and we will see more of that as soon as we get to the interior. Looking forward to that part. Alrighty, let's get to this interior. Trying to open this guy up. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, this is what I expect. Like, you see this harness, like, you can tell. Let's see if I can poke at it. I think it's taped onto, yeah, like it's pretty taped on there very well, but it doesn't have this plasticky look to it. It actually looks like the part. It has like this what do you call this, the fabric look, and you see that latch there, it looks very much like metal. And again, this is an older model. I like those details. I appreciate that very much so. Get a fire extinguisher there. Get a bunch of, oh, first of all, the door card, pretty bland since it is a race car. And see some good quality details in here. I'm already impressed at these old Kyosho models, and now I do understand why they go for pretty high prices. It's because of these. You get these amazing details. It looks a little bit plasticky by the steering wheel there, but it's not bad. It is not bad at all. It's very well painted. I can even see a little bit. Actually, I can see all three pedals right here in this angle. It's very well done. And the only thing that I noticed about the car is if we zoom out here really quick. So if you see this panel here, there's a huge gap right there. If you go on the other side, that gap is closed. Same, oops, dropped my brush there. Same with this back piece here. So if you look up top, you can see those panel gaps aren't perfect. It opens up perfectly, but again, it's those panel gaps. And then if you look here, for example, it's pretty mobile. Like, I'll show you in a bit. It's hard to, yeah, see? Like, it's a little bit, like there's some play going on there. Whereas in the front here, there is no play. It seems like there's something obstructing the hinge to go all the way down, and I'm not sure what it is. Anyways, let's keep on moving on here. Let's move to this front. Oh, and I'll give you a quick view on the front there. So as you can see, it is just a decal right there for the main badge. Oop. Oh my goodness. Too excited, I almost knocked out my lighting. Okay, so you get your spare tire and this front here. And what is that? I'm not sure what that is. Is that a battery or something? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, there's a lot of goodies and stuff in the front here. It's hard to really see. But yeah, I do love all these opening parts. Like, you get all these expensive models which are resin, and they are harder to what do you call this, to make with opening parts, and it's probably more expensive because not a lot of people know it. And these manufacturers, you're going to have to add in the cost. Okay, what if not a lot of people would like to buy this model, right? Because of, you know, like, not a lot of people know it. So yeah, like, I do appreciate them making the full model. But again, this is a 037, so very popular Group B rally car, so I'm really glad that they did this. Okay, anyways, I'll open the side here. Pretty hard to open. There you go. Again, plain door card, nothing there. I do love these a lot. I wish they could like these windows would like actually have like a little bit where you could like slide it back and forth. Oh, that would be perfect. And there should have been like a flap up here. If you don't remember the Lancia Delta, there was a flap there that opens and closes, but this one is just like a molded piece. And same right here, like this whole part should open, but it doesn't. So would have been nice, but that's okay. I'm just being picky. And then we see this side. Again, lots of detail. You even see the decal right there in the middle of that steering wheel. And I love how the steering wheel only has 2 spokes. That is sick. Unfortunately, no detail, surprisingly, no detail in that center there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there should be a like a tachometer there or something like that, but there's nothing there. And right here we do see the other harness there, stay belt, very nice. This is how I like to see them. It's just in this full detail. It looks like fabric, and it's amazing. It doesn't look plasticky at all. It looks like the real deal. Even the seat. This seat, you can tell a little bit it's plastic, but how they molded that piece right there. Like, just those, what do you call it? Diamonds, like that pattern there. Same with the passenger side. It's just really, really detailed. I really appreciate the dedication of detail here. And before I open the rear, I just want to show you guys the detail that we can see without even opening the hatch. Lots of detail. And here's another bad thing that I noticed. Again, older model. If you see right here, you see a lot of cracks. Right there from the inside. So, I don't know if it's just from the wear or anything like that, but yeah. And then we have these vents here. Are they through and through vents? Let's see. No, they are not through and through vents. Alright, let's open this bad boy up. It doesn't go as high. This is as high as I can go. And yeah, there's quite a bit of detail in here. Lots of great detail. And again, you can tell a little bit that it's a bit plasticky, but it's really good quality detail. Like, everything is painted. There's a bunch of wiring. Even the harnesses are attached. It's just a good model. Like, again, like the cracking as well. It's an older model. What do you expect, right? Yeah, it's very unfortunate that it had some cracking, but aside from that, it's pretty great. And speaking of cracking, that's the only cracking I saw in this model. I couldn't see any cracking in the decals at all. Everything looks pretty good. There is a few chips here and there, like chip here, chip there, and right there just by the side mirror. But aside from that, it's not a big deal. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's these massive vents on the side of the car. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, like, again, these massive mud flaps. It's a great car. It's a great car. So if you have a chance to purchase like an older Kyosho and you're kind of debating, should I do it? In my opinion, I'd say go for it. Obviously do your research and make sure to look at the photos very well so you don't get disappointed and all that stuff. But yeah, like, I'm very happy with this model. And again, it will pair very well with my AutoArt signature Lancia Delta. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.